He said, during Hajj, while my father was walking from Muzdalifah to Mina, where he was hit by a wheelchair. His right leg was slightly injured and there were bleeding. My question is, since it was an accident due to some other's mistake, and not due to any mistake made by me, whether intentionally or unintentionally, do I still have to pay fidya? I don't understand, why do you think that you have to pay fidya anyway, even if it was your mistake? Or even if somebody was injured and he bled. Bleeding does not violate any of the rules of ihram. Bleeding is not any of the mahdhurat or restricted acts during the state of ihram. So if somebody bled due to an injury or an accident, it has nothing to do with ihram. That does not affect the ihram at all. Please, the mahdhurat of the ihram are very few and easy to remember. Unfortunately, during this last Hajj, some women who had their menses had entered Mecca. They were coming from the direction of Medina, had entered Mecca without assuming the intention of ihram. Why? Because they were told that if you are not tahir, if you are in the menses, then you cannot do any of the manasik or rituals of Hajj or Umrah, including the ihram. They have fallen into a huge violation by skipping the wajib or assuming the intention of ihram from the proper miqat. So my advice to them and to those who give them the fatwa, number one, to them, do not seek the fatwa but from a knowledgeable person. And before going to such a sacred journey, you please seek the proper knowledge. It's available on YouTube, available on many websites, audio, video, in many languages. So you have no excuse. In the past and until 10 years ago, people used to go and had no resources or any source of information to find out what am I supposed to do and whether this is right or wrong. But now it has become very available for every person, even illiterate people. They can watch, they can hear and see the videos. So there is no excuse. And if you do anything like that, you've committed a violation. You skipped the miqat without making the intention of ihram, you owe a fidya. And the fidya, you have to slaughter a sheep to be distributed in Mecca amongst its poor people, and seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for passing the miqat without making the niyyah. I mentioned this, by the way, since the first one did not owe any fidya, but people contemplated the idea that fidya, I have to give fidya, I have to give fidya, even without being in need to give fidya. And that's why right after Hajj we have people who come and ask, Sheikh, I would like to give a fidya, 2 or 3. I say, what for? They say, just in case, which means I may have done something wrong or violated any of the ihram rules, and that's why I'm giving it just in case. No, that does not fit. It doesn't work this way. In Islam, any act of worship you do it, it is preceded by an intention. You know for sure what do you do it for. You can give any charity, voluntary charity, as much as you want. You can give 10 sheep, you can slaughter many cows, but to say just in case, it does not fit anywhere. So one has to be careful in this regard. And please, prior to going for Hajj, study. It's an hour show or 2-hour show. If you watch it several times, you'll be fully aware of the Hajj, its requirements and its restrictions.